What's going on, y'all? So we are back again for another episode review of Games People Play. This is season 2, episode 4. Let me just say this. Y'all really had to do what y'all did. Like, can we get a moment in silence for Eric? You know what I'm saying? Because that, it's like they say, like, the good guys always finish last. Like, what happened? Like, why would... It doesn't pay to be good sometimes, you know. After all the stuff that's been going on this show, all the men that has been doing messed up stuff on this show, cheating, lying, you know, covering up murders and stuff like that, you get the one good guy on the whole show, like one of the main good guys on the show, and y'all take him out. Like, really, that's what we doing here? That's what we doing here? But okay. So if you remember what happened at the end of last week's episode, Eric went and met up with one of these guys that was in that group, you know, and I told y'all, listen, I ain't trust that man. I ain't trust that white man. Okay, I'm gonna put it out there. I ain't trust that white man. As soon as he came up on the screen and then talked about something, you want to talk or whatever, and let's meet up, and then his name was Ruff. I said, Roof, bitch, what? No, I ain't. And he had already had the drinks ready, okay? He had already had the drinks ready. And then, you know, Eric went outside and basically died on the sidewalk like a goddamn dog. I ain't understand that. I ain't understand it. I ain't appreciate it. You know, they showed the people up there trying to work on him or whatever. They couldn't revive him. He was looking all pale and ashy and shit. I said, my man gone. My nigga gone. Ain't that some shit? I said, fuck. You know, I just wanted him to at least get to the hospital and then to resuscitate him. You know, at least say he in a coma for a couple of weeks and then he wake up and be like, oh my God, the foundation. No, y'all said dead on arrival. Not even dead on arrival, bitch. We can't even get him up in the truck because he already dead. I said, really? That's what we're doing? So we moved from that to Nia. You know, she's grieving. And everybody's coming over there trying to, you know, see what's good with her or whatever. Meanwhile, Layla there, it is just so fascinating to me and amazing to me at the fact that everybody is cool with Layla, okay, at this point. Like, Marcus is over there at the crib. Layla, bitch, is part of the reason why you had a lot of problems up in your relationship, okay, in your marriage. She was one of the hoes you was fucking around with. And, you know, y'all kicking it. Like, y'all buddy at this point. I guess since Vanessa ain't in the picture no more, y'all just said, fuck it. Like, everybody can be cool. You know, I'm on to bigger and better things, you know. But Nia, at this point, I just feel as though mama feel guilty. Because, girl, that man was trying to reach out to you. You ain't want to talk to him. He was onto some stuff. And I get it. Because, listen, if somebody going psycho for cuckoo puffs like that, like he was doing the most. He really was doing the most at one point. And I just wanted him to chill the freak out, okay? Because, you know, I'm not into that conspiracy theory stuff. But obviously, he done stumbled up on some stuff. And he wanted to share it with people, you know, share it with his boo. And they got into it. And she was ignoring him. Like, that man called her over 50 freaking times, okay? And then, you know, it was good to see that everybody did come together and be there for her, you know, sharing stories. And then, you know, of course, the whole situation about him stumbling on this stuff with the foundation, or, you know, the conspiracy stuff was coming up. And it's like making her think, like, what if, you know? So she trying to get his stuff together and, you know, take it to his parents' house, his mama house, but it's his laptop that she was like, let me just keep this for a minute so I can see what's going on. It was like a little inkling, you know, something that was gnawing at her that just said, listen, I'm gonna need to see what's happening on here. And I would have did the same thing too, because if my man, that ain't never gonna happen. If my boo, that's the second time I did that in the video, because that shit ain't never gonna happen, okay? If my shawty, okay, if she was doing some stuff and she was going far out like that and something happened, baby, I'm going through all her stuff so I can say, listen, did I miss the signs or something? Like, what really happened? Like, you know, and I said, what kind of confused me was, as secretive and as paranoid as Eric was, he didn't have a password on his computer, and if he did, why was it so simple that Nia could figure it out? Because she got up into that computer, right? She was sitting there looking at a video from her, I think Cynthia's character name is Nadisha, and it was talking about the foundation. But baby, when she first opened up the laptop, it was a picture of her and Eric. I said, I know you should feel like shit, Nia. Okay, you should feel like shit next time. I know you'll answer the phone. I know you'll answer the phone when somebody call you now, okay? Because they could be in their time of distress, and that could be the last time that you talk to them, okay? Now you got to deal with the fact that, the last time that y'all ever talked, you was cussing that man out. That's what it is. You told him, I don't want to talk to you, okay? Like, jeez, that's what you had to do. Now you got to live with that on your heart. But anyway, so, cry your tears, cry me a river, cry the now, okay? But, she going through all of that. And she go through the laptop, and for some reason, she's stumbled onto Nadisha, like I said, Cynthia Bailey's character, and MJ looking at it with her, like, who is this? I heard that she was this old singer, ex-singer that just went off the bend or whatever, went off the edge and all this stuff. But basically, she was talking about the foundation and how they had her, and she was once a part of it, and they kicked her out because she was doing this and doing that or whatever. And so all of a sudden, the chat box popped up and was like, who is this? Okay, because I guess she knows that Eric is no longer here. And so it's like Eric's computer is open, and this IP address is still being used. If it's not by Eric, who is it? And then they was typing like, oh my God, should we say something? It was like, this is a friend. Who friend? What friend? And then they gonna close it. I said, what we closing it for? Answer the question. All right. So at this point, I guess they did get back in contact with each other because we see them going over there to her house. Okay. And MJ and her going over there to the house and basically talking to her about the foundation, talking about what happened to Eric and all that. And was like, listen, he got close. The foundation is real, okay? And I feel like they killed him because he figured it out. He figured it out, and he stumbled onto some stuff that he shouldn't have stumbled onto, okay? And that's what happened, all right? And at this point, I couldn't tell whether or not Nia was buying all of this. I mean, in your time of grief and trying to understand, you will exhaust any type of avenue to understand what took your loved one's life, because they said he passed away from a heart attack, but he was too young and he was healthy. So how did that come about? So I guess she's playing into it, but then she take it to her job at the gossip place or whatever, and she want to do a story on it. Sean Robinson was like, listen, girl, I mean, that's cute or whatever. That's cute, you know what I'm saying? But it's too many loose ends in there. I ain't got time for that. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got no real evidence. And no, we gonna stick to what we know, okay? So at this point, some stuff about Jebediah Hawthorne comes up. We find out that he was at this preachers convention, and he's like the head of it. Mind you, he doesn't have a church. This whole time, I did not realize that he did not have a church. He was just literally an internet preacher that got, popular from putting his stuff on YouTube or whatever, doing sermons on YouTube or whatever social media. And so now he's the head of this convention for the preachers or whatever. And at this point, Nia was like, listen, I'm finna go down there and I'm finna see what's up, okay? And so she went there. Mind you, he just up in that church. I said, you really up in here saying, hi, thank you. How you doing? Oh, please come again. Please come again. He got that little voice on. That little, when we got to assimilate and we got to act like we got some sense sometimes, and we want some people to come back, especially for the good white folks that was there, hey, come on back, thank you. I was like, sir, I saw you on all fours and you weren't saying nothing like that. Ball gag, you said hit me harder. Tap that ass. That's what you said, sir. Okay, like, come on, stop it. I know we got to put on the act, but let's be real in the house of the Lord. But at this point, Nia came up there and was like, what's up? He was like, Nia, so-and-so. And she said, listen, you know my name, okay? And she was like, listen, you had something to do with Eric passing away, okay? And at this point, he was like, wait a minute, because at first he was trying to be a little snarky with it, and she was like, nah, don't play me. You know something about him passing away. He said, wait a minute. First of all, no, I didn't do nothing with that. I ain't had nothing to do with that. And she was like, what about the foundation? Because he found out about the foundation, okay? And he knows some stuff, and he got close with it or whatever. So what's good, okay? And, calling him out on how he came from where he was to where he's at now, like it just doesn't make sense, okay? And so at this point, he was just like, he got a little shaky. he said some line or whatever that Nia realized was the same line that is the manifesto or part of the foundation. So he didn't necessarily say that, you know, he was a part of it, but he's working with somebody higher up. You know what I'm saying? But that's how she realized that, yeah, he's a part of this stuff. And she was like, but you saying sex toys? And everybody was like, wait a minute, what? It was like, yes, I sent sex toys because I was trying to get back at you for that report that you put in there. I said, Nia, I'm still mad. We 3 more episodes in, and I'm still mad that you put that ball gag up in Eric's mouth and you didn't even wash it. Anyway, probably got tetanus from that. I said, girl, let it go for right now. At this point, we see that Nia is about to be enthralled into this whole conspiracy theory thing, okay? And now it feel like a story that's about to come out, and she's trying to expose people because 9 out of 10 is out of guilt. Because like MJ said, because she at the end with her very last scene, he was like, you know, you gonna keep doing this? Are you doing this for yourself or are you doing it for Eric? And she was like, it's partly both. But I said, no, it's for Eric because you didn't believe him, all right? Because you feel guilty. And truth be told, with this conspiracy stuff, I wouldn't have believed it too, but hey, it is what it is. I'm still mad that they took my man out, okay? They took him out. Meanwhile, you got Marcus and, you know, practicing with his team. And we get introduced to another character named T-Rex or T-Ray or something like that. We're just going to call him T, okay? He was a player that came along with the Romello deal. So it was Romello and him that came to the Vipers. You know, he got traded to the Vipers. And I guess Marcus and him had some issues back in the day. They had probably had a little falling out because during practice, it was like, it was like personal. You know, T was trying to take that man out. They was playing defense, and next thing you know, he done smashed all up into Marcus' ribs and shit. And I was just like, damn, you know, he couldn't even get up. They had to end practice early, you know. But it was good that they was able to talk it out, let bygones be bygones, because that's what we supposed to do as adults, right? But girl, I go get my hair done on Friday. I cannot wait, cause baby is screaming. But anyway, so, you know, they were supposed to be going. Romello invited them to the club or whatever. And he told Marcus, I know you got to go home and ice yourself or something like that. You're tired and resting because look at you all broke down. But that wound up happening. And so once Marcus and T got their issues settled for the time being, Marcus sent a text or whatever. It was like a group text to MJ and to Kareem and said, yeah, we going to the club. Now what happened? Now let me just tell you this. Did he hit him so bad that he had bruising on his goddamn hand? Now I know he hit him on his side, but what happened to Marcus' hand? Maybe I'm just, you know, so I be paying attention to details, okay? And y'all know I gotta be petty like that. I was like, when he was texting him, I said, damn, what happened? You know, he light-skinned as hell, okay? He light-skinned as hell, so, you know, when we bruise, it just comes through, all right? It looked like somebody just beat our ass, okay? Like, you literally can just do like that to me, and baby, that shit'll bruise up, all right? And it looked like somebody just threw me down some steps, okay? I said, what happened to his hand? Marcus, what's going on? Is this a riot? What's going on? But anyway, moving on from that, speaking of Kareem, okay? Kareem is in a interview situation meeting with Eden and the guy from the sports center, you know, sportscaster. And basically, they want him to do like a 2-week trial, you know, all-color type of situation commentary during the games. Of course, the veteran guy, he is in his feelings, okay? He in his feelings a little bit because I guess he almost feels as though he might be getting replaced by this new guy. And because Kareem has no real experience and he went to school for it or whatever. And that's just how it is these days. We see this happening so many times these days. It's almost like, why the hell did I go to school for this when this person literally just go on the internet and do whatever it is that they want and they get called to do my job that I went to school for? You know, I put in the work for it. They just get put in because they popular. That's how he was giving me that feelings. He was giving me that feeling, okay? But, you know, that was cool for him. Kareem got something to do. So, they go to the club And we see Romello and T over there in the thing together. And it's still, regardless of the fact that they supposed to be cool right now, Romello, T, and mostly Romello and Marcus, they still got this rivalry, this issue going on between them, but it's not as vocal but as it was, but it's still there. It's still there. MJ up in the club, he got girls coming over there. I said, wait a minute. Me and Marcus was like, so you like girls? He said, listen, I love. I said, all right, come on. We finna be sexually fluid up in this piece. Let me tell you something. It wouldn't be me, but hey, that's cute. I love it when people can do shit like that. Y'all listen, I can find a man attractive. I just can't go to that next step with them. I don't even want you to kiss me, okay? I don't even want you to kiss me. Would I lay on your chest? No. Oh, man. I'm dead ass serious. No. I might give an exception. Y'all already know who I probably give the exception to. But other than that, Meanwhile, Kareem got him a little bitch up in the club too, and then gonna tell Marcus, listen, I got my little thing right here. If Quanisha asks, tell her that I slept the night over at your crib. I said, really? You just got engaged, so now you finna go cheat? Oh my God, men are just a mess. And while they was in the club, it was this white lady that was standing there just... So the white lady, I'm sorry, my thing cut off. She was all up in the club just looking, and then served him some paper. Hello, how are you? You're Marcus King. He was like, yeah, what's good? And then she was like, you've been served. I said, excuse me? He opened up the papers. Why was it divorce papers, petition for decease, dissolving of the marriage? And I said, excuse me. So he gonna meet up with a lawyer that's on... I said, Vanessa, you've been gone. You literally took the kids and now you want a divorce. I mean, that literally was the next step. But wow, okay? Wow. In the club. That's just like we heard about Dr. Dre. It ain't funny, okay? His ex-wife had his ass served while he was at his grandmama's funeral. These process servers do not care, okay? But they go talk to the lawyers, and he finds out that her lawyer been in contact with Vanessa, that the kid is okay, but he pissed off when he found out who the law firm is. It's Bryce, the baby daddy that she cheated on him with, okay? I'm not mad that she cheated. I'm just mad that she got her ass pregnant. And so, of course, he all up in his feelings. Oh, so she goes to the man that, cheated on me. She cheated on me with. And then he was like, I mean, that ain't my issue what happened with him. He's sorry for that. He don't even know, he didn't realize it or whatever. He ended all the relationship with her on that front. And then he was like, Marcus said, well, do he know about him and his baby? While she carrying his baby. And old boy sat there like, wait a minute, what? Oh, so you don't know about that? And then the dude was like, well, I don't know about that. I don't even think he know about it. I said, child, this is a mess. Vanessa, you wrong for that. You wrong for that. You could have been about it and big and tough and did that shit in person, okay? But it is what it is. Meanwhile, that was the next step. She gone. She ain't coming back. So might as well dissolve. So now they are having an actual game, right? And you got everybody up in the skybox, okay? And Nia and of course Layla and MJ there. And mind you, MJ is just surprised that Leah is just all up into this basketball stuff, and she cheering for Romello because that's her boo or whatever. And I'm just like, girl, okay, we gonna move on from that. Meanwhile, Quanisha come up in there and she sits next to this girl, and I said, is that Miguel's wife or ex-wife, I should say? And it was surprising that, she was so welcoming to Quanisha because, sometimes, especially after you look at the game and stuff and how the Sunbeams used to treat people that look different from them, you would think that she was giving Quanisha like, don't talk to me because you look like a little lower class than me. But that lady was T-Rex's wife, okay? She was T's wife and they clicked, okay? Next thing you know, Nia had said, what's up to Quanisha? And she was like, you Kareem's girlfriend, fiance, but yes, okay? And so at this point, Quanisha gonna look at old girl and was like, girl, that's Marcus King's ex-wife or Marcus King's wife friend, and now she kicking it with old girl that he cheated on her with and all this stuff. Like, girl, just a mess. I said, thank you. Somebody finally said something because it was, everybody's acting like this is all good. Okay, I just don't get how Layla and Nia are like really good friends and everybody is cool with her now. Okay, all right, because Vanessa ain't there. That's how I feel. Meanwhile, after the game is over with, they lost. Okay, Romello was hogging that ball. Marcus didn't look like he was doing nothing. But before that, Marcus had got up in his feelings and was talking to Eden about the fact that, listen, why am I not on the marquee? She said, bitch, because of all the bullshit that you've been bringing to the team, the negative energy, the negative press, with the not the Quenisha, but the Kalinda killing. You know what I'm saying? So that's why they brought Romello in, because he's the one that's selling the tickets. But he walks out, Quenisha talking to him and was like, thank you for, letting Kareem stay with you or whatever. And he was like, what you talking about? And so right then and there, she realized that Kareem was lying. Kareem came around the corner and she was like, so nigga, you was cheating on me? I said, here they go. You can't take the hood. You can take people out the hood, but you can't take the hood out of them. I said, there we go. Meanwhile, Romello is on a date or whatever with Leah at her place and they smoking weed or whatever. And she finally gives in to him. I said, girl, don't do it. I ain't want her to do it because I just knew that as soon as he got what he wanted, he was going to probably play her. Like, I'm worried about her, okay? I really am. Meanwhile, Kareem had came over there to Marcus' place because he ain't got nowhere else to go because of the whole situation with Quenisha. Quenisha done kicked his ass out, okay? But at the very end of the episode, we get Layla. She's on her grounds at her compound, or I should say at her complex, doing her social media thing. And next thing you know, somebody said, Leela, hey. And she just freezes. It was a guy. She freezes like, she just got triggered. And I said, what's going on? And then we see the flashback of when she got raped, okay, or, sexually assaulted. That happened in the first season, that we found out the reason why she's doing what she's doing, or the path that led her to what she's doing. And then we see the guy say, hey, what's going on? And I'm just like, the audacity of you to talk to me as if nothing happened and you didn't sexually assault me when I was young and I said no. And that's how they shut that shit off. I said, oh Lord. Like, see, I'm loving the cliffhangers that y'all are giving us on each episode to keep us coming back. I mean, we're going to come back anyway, but yes, it's good. This was another good episode. I'm still mad at y'all, and I don't know if I can forgive y'all for taking Eric out, but it is what it is. You guys tell me how you felt about it, and I'll see y'all later. Peace.